Good morning, children. We'll continue with Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice, Act 4, Scene 1. It is page 184, line 385. We stopped there. We are still in the Court of Justice. Although the verdict has been given by Portia, disguised as a lawyer. And the verdict is that Shylock can take the forfeit. He can take the penalty which Antonio owes him, that is a pound of flesh. But there are conditions in taking that penalty. He has to cut that pound of flesh without shedding any blood, because the words in the bond are explicitly the words are a pound of flesh and blood is not mentioned. Of course, it is understood that when you cut flesh, there will be the shedding of blood. But most of these law cases depends on the eloquence of the lawyer. So here Shylock can take the forfeit, but provided he is able to keep the conditions. He has to take exactly 1 pound. He cannot cut more or less, because in the bond the words are a pound of flesh. So he should not cut more or less even by the weight of a hair. The weight of the hair is trivial, insignificant. It is a strand of hair you take. It has no weight at all. But even by that weight of a hair, he cannot cut more or less. And the scale should not turn even by the weight of a hair, either more or less. Then another condition is, since he tried indirectly to kill a Venetian citizen, Antonio, the penalty for Shylock is that he should be hanged. His life is at the mercy of the Duke, and only the Duke can grant him pardon. Then down therefore and beg mercy of the Duke. Line 375, Portia advises Shylock to kneel down and ask the Duke to forgive him. Gratiano, beg that thou mayest have leave to hang thyself. You must get permission to go from the court and hang yourself, and yet thy wealth being forfeit to the state. But since the court, the state of Venice has taken away all your wealth, according to the court of justice, thou hast not left the value of a cord. You don't have even money enough to buy a rope to hang yourself. Therefore, thou must be hanged on the state's charge. You have to be hanged at the expense of the state. That thou shalt see the difference of our spirit. Here the Duke says. Now Shylock can see the different attitudes of the Duke, Antonio and others, and Shylock. I pardon thee thy life even before you ask for it. I am ready to forgive you. I don't want to take your life. I don't want to pass the death sentence on you. So even before you ask pardon, I am ready to grant this for you. For half thy wealth it is Antonio's. The other half comes to the general state. 1 half which has to go to the state of Venice, the treasury of the state of Venice. The Duke says that if Shylock is humble, he need pay only a fine. So even that the Duke is not taking. I for the state, but what about Antonio? What about his? What about the wealth of Shylock that is due to Antonio? Then Shylock says, nay, take my life and all, pardon not that. If you are taking away my house, my wealth and property, how will I live? So you may as well take my life also. You take my house when you do take the prop that doth sustain my house. Prop is a kind of support. So if you take away my house, how will I support myself? You take my life when you do take the means whereby I live. After you take away my house and wealth and property, how will I live? I don't have the means to live. I will not be able to live without the house, without any wealth. What mercy can you render him, Antonio? Gratiano speaks for Antonio. A halter gratis, nothing else. Give him a rope to hang himself. So please my lord the Duke and all the court to quit the fine for 1 half of his goods. The state has agreed to reduce the penalty of Shylock by taking only a fine. He will not take half his wealth and property. I am content. Antonio is happy with that verdict. So he will let me have the other half in use to render it upon his death unto the gentleman that lately stole his daughter. Here Antonio is asking Shylock to sign a document by which his wealth and property will go to Lorenzo and Jessica after his death. Two things provided more, that for this favor that we are giving Shylock, he presently become a Christian. He should turn in a Christian. That is asking him to change his religion, which is something very difficult for Shylock. The other half, that he do record a gift here in the court of all he dies possessed unto his son Lorenzo and his daughter. So Antonio also has agreed with the conditions put forward by the Duke. His condition is that all the wealth and property of Shylock should belong to Jessica and Lorenzo after his death. And he should sign a document now itself. And he should also become a Christian. Now, what are your feelings for Shylock at this moment? Do you feel any sympathy for him at this moment? Asking somebody to change their religion is actually very difficult. He shall do this or else I do recant. I will withdraw the forgiveness which I granted to Shylock if he does not agree to what Antonio says. The pardon that I late pronounced here. Late means just now. Just now I pardon Shylock, but I will withdraw that pardon. Art thou content, Jew? What dost thou say? Shylock has no other option. He says, I am content. Clerk, draw a deed of gift. Portia is asking the clerk to draw up the document by which Lorenzo and Jessica will inherit Shylock's property and wealth after his death. I pray you give me leave to go from hence. I am not well. Send the deed after me and I will sign it. Shylock is in a very desperate state. He says that the document can be sent to him and he will sign it. Get thee gone, but do it. Gratiano, in christening thou shalt have 2 godfathers. Had I been judged, thou shouldst have had 10 more. Usually, when a child is baptized, there is a godfather and a godmother who will take responsibility that the child, the baby, when he grows up, will walk in the right path, will not fall into any temptations or do wrong. But Gratiano says, if he had been judged, Shylock would have 10 more godfathers. And they will bring him not to the baptismal font where the baby is baptized, but they will bring him to the gallows. That is, they will hang him. Except Shylock. Sir, I entreat you home with me to dinner. I request you to come with me and have dinner. I humbly do desire your grace of pardon. Portia refuses the invitation because she does not want to reveal her identity. And the Duke, Antonio, and Bassanio and others have not recognized Portia at all. Of course, Antonio has not seen her, but even Bassanio has not recognized her. Gratiano also has not recognized her, Nerissa. I humbly do desire your grace of pardon. You must forgive me, I have to refuse this invitation. I must away this night to Padua. I have to go to Padua because of urgent business. And it is meet I presently set forth. I am sorry that your leisure serves you not. I am sorry that you don't have the free time to come with us and have dinner. Antonio, gratify this gentleman. Give something as a token of gratitude for what he has done. He has saved your life. Duke is telling Antonio that this man, this lawyer, that is Portia in disguise, has saved your life. So offer him something as a token of your gratitude. Antonio, gratify this gentleman. Be grateful to this gentleman and offer a reward for him for saving you. For in my mind you are much obliged, bound to him. Bound means obliged. You have to be grateful to the lawyer Portia who has saved your life. Exeunt Duke, Magnificus and train. Bassanio, Most worthy gentlemen, I and my friend, that is I and Antonio, have by your wisdom, because of your cleverness, your experience, been this day acquitted, set free of grievous penalties, of terrible legal penalties, in lieu whereof, in return for what you have done for us, you have saved us, whereof 3,000 ducats due unto the Jew, we freely cope your courteous pains withal. I hope you will accept the 3,000 ducats which we had borrowed from Shylock, and which Shylock is not deserving to take, because he refused that money in the open court. And Bassanio is offering that money to Portia, not knowing that it is Portia, because she is disguised as a lawyer. Grievous penalties, that is terrible punishments. Portia has saved Antonio's life, that is, which was a terrible punishment for him. In lieu whereof we, in lieu whereof 3,000 ducats due unto the court. The 3,000 ducats which should have been given to Shylock, which we borrowed from Shylock, we freely cope your courteous pains withal. We want to offer this to you for the trouble that you have taken in saving the life of Antonio. And stand indebted over and above in love and service for you evermore. That is, apart from this, we will always be obliged to you because of the great favor, the great help that you have done in saving my life. He is well paid, that is well satisfied, and I, in delivering you, I am satisfied. Now suppose you do a piece of work for somebody else and you are very happy and pleased in doing that work for someone, that happiness is reward for you. And Portia says her mind was never mercenary. My mind was never yet more mercenary. She did not expect any material benefit for the work that she does for others. Material benefit is in terms of money. So she says she is very happy in having saved Antonio, who was the best friend of Bassanio, and that is enough for her. He is well paid, that is well satisfied. So that is enough payment for her, for having saved Antonio, because she is happy. She was happy in doing that work. And I, in delivering you, am satisfied. I too, I feel very happy in saving the life of Antonio. And that payment is certainly enough for me, is sufficient for me. And therein do account myself well paid. I count myself, I am very satisfied, I am very happy in having saved Antonio. I don't expect any other material benefit from this work that I have done. My mind was never yet more mercenary. That is, I don't expect material benefits from the work that I have done. That is, I don't wish to be rewarded in terms of money for any work that I do. I pray you know me when we meet again. Now there is dramatic irony there. Portia is telling Bassanio, I only request you that you will remember me, that you will recognize me when we meet again. Still, Bassanio does not know that it is his wife Portia there. I wish you well, and so I take my leave. I give you all good wishes and I bid farewell to you. Now Bassanio insisted that Portia should take something as a token in remembrance. They want to give something to her as a token of their gratitude. Therefore, sir, of course I must attempt you further. I want to request you further. Take some remembrance of us. Take something as a token, as a tribute, not as a fee. We are not giving you as a payment for the work that you've done, but as a token of our gratitude towards you for what you have done. Now grant me two things. I request two things from you. I pray you not to deny me and to pardon me. You must forgive me for insisting that you take some token as a reward for the work that you have done for us, for saving Antonio. And the other request is you should not refuse. You should not refuse this request. You should also forgive me for insisting that you take some token from us. This in remembrance of what you have done. Dear sir, of course I must tempt you further. Take some remembrance of us. That is, take something from us as a token of our gratitude. Take some remembrance of us as a tribute, not as a fee. This is not as a payment, but this is only a token of gratitude for what Portia has done for them. Grant me two things, I pray you, not to deny me. You must not refuse this request. You must accept the token that we want to give you. We are grateful to you that you saved the life of Antonio, and we want you to give some token as a gratitude, to show our gratitude to you. Grant me two things, not to deny me and to pardon me, to forgive me. Portia says, you press me far, you insist too much, and therefore I will. Therefore I will accept it. To Antonio, give me your gloves. I'll wear them for your sake. I'll wear your gloves. To Bassanio, and for your love I'll take this ring from you. Portia wanted the ring which Bassanio was wearing on his finger. And when Portia asked for the ring, he puts his hand behind him. It's a reflex action because that is the ring which Portia had given him, and he had promised that he will never sell it, give it away, or part with it. If he loses that ring, that will be the end of his life. That will be the end of the love of Portia and Bassanio. And for your love, I'll take this ring. So you insist that I take something as a token of gratitude. So I want only your ring. I want Antonio's gloves. I want the ring that Bassanio is wearing on his finger. Do not draw back your hand. So maybe at this point, Antonio would have put his hand behind, an automatic action. I'll take no more. I will not accept anything else. I want only the ring that you are wearing on your finger. And you in love shall not deny me this. You should not refuse to give me the ring. Out of love, out of the service that I have done for you, you should not refuse to give me this ring. This ring, good sir, alas, it is a trifle. It is a very small thing. I will not shame myself to give you this. It is not a very expensive ring. It is a trivial thing. It is a small, unimportant thing. So it is a shame for me to give you this ring in having done such a great work for me. This ring, good sir, alas, it is a trifle. I will not shame myself to give you this. Now Portia says, I will have nothing else but only this. I don't want any other token. I don't want any gift as a token of your gratitude. I don't want any other gift. I want only this ring. Since you are refusing the ring, I will have only this. I will have nothing else but only this. And now methinks I have a mind to it. Now because you are reluctant to give me this ring, I insist that you give me this ring. You wanted me to take something. You insisted that I should take something from you as a token of your gratitude. Now I insist that you give me only this ring. And now methinks I have a mind to it. Bassanio, of course, is reluctant to give the ring because when he goes home back to Belmont, naturally Portia will ask him where the ring is. So he tries to argue, and he tells Portia that he will give her the most expensive ring in Venice. He will make an announcement, and he is ready and willing to buy the most expensive ring in Venice to be given to Portia. I will have nothing else but only this. And now methinks I have a mind to it. I think I must insist that I should have only the ring. You insisted that I should take a reward, and now I insist that I will have only that ring. I don't want anything else. Bassanio, there's more depends on this than on the value. The dearest ring in Venice I will give to you. I will buy you the costliest ring that is available in Venice. I will make an announcement and buy you. Dearest ring means the most expensive ring in Venice. There's more depends on this. The ring means much more to me, and you are not aware of it. The value of the ring, what it means to me. Bassanio is telling Portia that she is not aware of it. Actually, again, there is dramatic irony in all these words that are spoken by Bassanio and Portia. There's more depends on this than on the value of the ring. It's not the cost of the ring, but it is the trust, the faith, the loyalty with which the ring was given to Bassanio by Portia. The dearest ring in Venice I will give you, and find it out by proclamation. I will make an announcement and give you the costliest ring in Venice. Only for this I pray you pardon me. You must forgive me that I am not able to give you the ring. Forgive my unwillingness, forgive my refusal to give you this ring. Only for this I pray you pardon me. I see, sir, you are liberal in your offers. You taught me first to beg, and now with things you teach me how a beggar should be answered. You are ready to offer things, but when we request something, you are ready to offer anything. But when we ask for something, you refuse that thing. I see you, sir, you are liberal with your offers. You taught me first to beg. You insisted that I should take a reward from you. You encouraged me first. You asked me to take a reward. And now it seems that you teach me how a beggar should be answered. And you are refusing. I have asked you only for the ring because you insisted that I take something. I see, sir, you are liberal in your offers. You are very free in offering something. But when you have to give that thing, you are unwilling to give it. You taught me first to beg. You insisted that I should take something from you. And now methinks you teach me how a beggar should be insisted. You insisted that I take something as a token of gratitude. I want only this ring, and you are refusing to give me this ring. See, you are liberal. You are very free. You are very generous in offering things, but you are not willing to give. You teach me how a beggar should be answered. Good sir, this ring was given to me by my wife. And when she put it on, she made me vow that I should neither sell nor give nor lose it. Now, Bassanio comes to the point. He gives the reason why he is not able to part with the ring, why he cannot give the ring. He says that this ring was given to him by his wife, and he had made a promise to her when she gave it to him that he would neither sell it, nor give it, nor lose it. Portia, that is the excuse serves many men to save their gifts. Many men try to protect their gifts by making such kind of excuses. And if your wife be not a madman, again dramatic irony, Portia herself is speaking. If your wife is a reasonable woman, she will know how well I deserve that ring. If your wife is not a mad woman, if she is reasonable, she will know that I deserve the ring, and she will not be angry with you for giving me the ring. And if your wife be not a mad woman and know how well I have deserved the ring, she would not hold out enmity forever. She will not be angry with you forever, because she will know how much I deserve that ring. So if your wife is sensible, reasonable, if she is not a mad woman, she would not be angry with you for having given me the ring, for giving it to me. Well, peace be with you. So at that point, Bassanio does not give the ring. Exeunt Portia and Nerissa. Then Antonio tells him, my lord Bassanio, let him have the ring. Give the ring to him. Let his deserving and my love with all. He deserves the ring. He has done so much for you, for us. He has saved my life. Let his deserving and my love with all be valued against his wife's command. Let the work that he has done, and let the love which we have for one another be persuade you to give the ring. Be valued against your wife's commandment. Go, Graciano, run and overtake him. Bassanio finally agrees because Antonio requested him to give the ring because Portia actually deserves the ring because she has saved his life, and Antonio insisted, or Antonio advised Bassanio to give the ring. Go, Graciano, run and overtake him. Give him the ring and bring him, if you can, unto Antonio's house. Away make haste. So the ring is sent by Graciano to be given to Portia, and also Graciano should request Portia to accompany them for dinner at Antonio's house. Except Graciano. Come you and I will thither presently. And in the morning early will we both fly towards Belmont. Come, Antonio. So, after Graciano goes and gives the ring, he should return immediately, and they have decided to go away to Belmont. And in the morning early shall we both fly towards Belmont. Come, Antonio. With that, we finish Act 4, Scene 2. We will stop there for this class, and we will continue in the next class.